What's going on, y'all? Today's stories, I want to tell you about my porno stories. The first time I had my first porno tape. Every young boy, usually around middle school, you start becoming very interested in pornos. I don't know how y'all got y'all porno tapes, but me, I got them from my mom's friend. Now, his name is Mr. Bill. We lived in Providence, the city. He lived out in, I don't even remember exactly what's the name of it, but some other part of Rhode Island, more suburban, kind of out in the woods a little bit. He had a huge backyard. I mean, huge. Like, this guy had enough space for like a garden, a pool. He had like a mini forest in his fucking backyard. It was like a real mini forest. Literally a mini forest in this nigga's backyard. He had like a shed and like a grill area. I mean, it was crazy. We used to go out there, sometimes just me, my mom, my sister. Sometimes, my next door neighbors, my mom's friend who lived next door to us, with her 5 sons, they lived there as well. She'd bring like 3 of the 5, 3 youngest, and we would all go out there, have like cookouts, go swimming, and just enjoy ourselves. And I remember one time, so I'm just back there, I was looking for a place to change. The bathroom, which was upstairs, because the whole backyard connected to like the basement. It was almost like a hill too. You walk up to the basement. He had locked the door. I guess he was, he got his little, he was real paranoid. But so he locked the door. So I'm like, well, I need a place to change. So I went back in his basement and went into like some back area of the basement to hide behind a bunch of little boxes he had. And as I'm changing, I'm looking in these boxes. There's a lot of tapes in, and so I'm like, oh, this got a lot of movies. Let me check out some of his movies. Let me see what movies he got. Maybe I could ask him to borrow them. I'm looking through the box and I'm like, these don't look like regular movies, man. These look like some naked women on these movies. These are some pornos. I start looking around. I run back to the door. Everyone was still outside. No one was paying attention to me. Man, I went and grabbed like I think I had like a little plastic bag where I kept like my swim trunks and whatever else little knickknacks I had. So once I changed out of my swim trunks, put my regular clothes back on, I started throwing a couple porno tapes in there. It might have took like 3 or 4, and I couldn't wait to get home because this dude literally had boxes on boxes on boxes of porn. That shit was fucking crazy. I'm like, this nigga is stacked, and then he knows he gonna have these young boys come over his house. He don't even think to hide them or throw something over them. They was just there. I'm just like, whoa. I mean, the box was closed, but you know how it is when you're a little kid. Everything's an adventure to you. You want to know what's in everything. What's over there? What's in that? What's that? What's that? That's just how it is. And found them pornos. Got there. Got home. As soon as everybody went to sleep, I went right to the VHS, threw that joint on, and I was just in porno land. And the funny thing about it was, he must have had these since he was a kid. Because these pornos was like from the 60s. I mean, it was the weirdest pornos. I mean, it was my first porno tape. I had seen like magazines with pornos. One I found in the library at CCRI, crazy enough. And mainly just online. Online was my first discovery of pornos, but this is my first actual tape with like a little storyline and all that. And I'm like, oh shit. So, I'm in 1960s porno heaven. So my friend comes over, my boy Jake, he's checking out the pornos, and I had like 3, 4 of them. So he's like, yo, let me get one of these. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Not knowing that this nigga's fucking selling them fucking shits at school and shit. That shit was crazy. I would go on to steal a lot more of Mr. Bill's pornos. And for me, I would watch. I'm not the type of person to just watch something over and over and over and over. So once I would watch it a few times, I kind of just would be done with it. And then I just give it to Jake, and this nigga would sell them. Like, this nigga used to sell pornos at school. This dude was crazy. And man, I mean, it's not really much more to the story. I just stole mad pornos. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of 1960s. Pornos used to be so strange back in the day. I mean, it still was like the little bullshit storyline leading up to the sex, but the music was weird. It was just odd. Like, I don't even know if I have enough of memory of it to really go into detail about what it was. But if you ever seen like a 1960s porno from a different time, don't waste your time. That shit was dumb as hell. But it was naked people in it, so it was good enough. He never found out, as far as I know. He never mentioned it to my mom. Hey, your son might have some of my pornos. So I got away with it in that sense. But shout out to Mr. Bill, man. Got me my first experience. I never jerked off to him though. I I just used to like watching them. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the story. Not really much lessons to go to it. I guess if you're a young boy, you around that age, you want to get curious, go to your mom's creepy friend house, and he probably has a stash somewhere. I can guarantee it. I mean, this dude, not to shit on him, but this nigga was like, he had to be in like 50, 60 years old, living with his mom. Like, no girlfriend, no wife, no shit is crazy. I hope I don't turn out like that with a stack of pawns in his basement. I don't think his mom ever went to the basement, you know. God rest her soul. I haven't even seen him in a while. The last time I seen him was like my high school graduation. That probably was the last time I seen him. After that, nothing, you know. He was actually afraid of me. That's the funny part. Because of another story. So check out my other story about why Mr. Bill was afraid of me. It's called Violating Mr. Bill's Residence. And no, this time, it's not about the pornos. Just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Holla.